Understand and pay attention to digital marketing. This is really important. And Shelley, I would love for you to jump in as needed here. So how
Mhm.
does digital marketing help? So this is key, right? There are different ways you can drive new patients: SEO, search engine optimization, Google Ads, free social media. So SEO is free Google, so similar to free social media, and then Google Ads, and then social media ads, four buckets. 95% of the patients today come through digital marketing. So they come through one of these four methods. So you need to know how much is each method costing you. So have some type of tracking, call tracking, lead tracking. That way you can compare apples to apples. Okay, you are getting 100 phone calls and it's costing you $1,000. So a call is costing you $10. Some
It's
other
stunning,
method.
Aaron. It's stunning how few practices track those metrics. They'll have a marketing company or somebody's brother's uncle that put everything together. And brother's uncle was pretty funny, by the way. That would be your uncle. They'll have somebody that's put things together, and then it's left to the side. And people will say, why isn't it working? Well, you have to pay attention for anything to work in your business. And it's amazing how few people know what their numbers are per month for their traffic, for how many patients they're getting, for those kinds of details.
Absolutely. So the channels I see your Google Ads, social media, free and social media ads. So find out what's the cost of a new client or a lead through SEO versus Google Ads. If you can't answer that, you can't control your marketing. You can't drive your marketing.
Right. You don't know where to put the gas.
Exactly. So Google Ads, Google SEO. So what is the cost? What are the benefits? And what is the effectiveness? The cost is, this is the lowest cost of everything. It's 20% the cost of Google Ads, and probably 10% the cost of social media ads, and 3% the cost of PPO plans. I mean, literally 3%. So you will spend 33 times more in marketing fees, the invisible marketing fees, if you are PPO dependent. So if you are PPO dependent, you are spending 30,000, 40,000, 50,000 in the form of adjustments, which is a marketing fee every single month. So make sure that slowly but surely you are reducing your dependence on PPO plans, and hopefully depending more and more on digital marketing. But within digital marketing, SEO is the lowest cost one.
Shifting so that you're self-guided and you get to choose the path in front of you.
Exactly. What are some of the benefits? It improves practice visibility in organic search. Once established, it continues to attract traffic. So this is a huge benefit. Like, unlike other types of marketing, like especially the ads type marketing, you don't have to keep paying money. Like what you did last year will help you this year. So if you spent, $1,000 a month last year, and you got, let's say, 10 patients a month, right, at the end of last year, by the end of this year, you should be getting 17 patients a month. Why? Because the marketing that was done last year is now helping the marketing you're doing this year. So in other words, you are now sitting on top of 2 years worth of marketing, which is collectively helping you. So typically what I find is over time, the results you get continue to get better and better. It might be growing at a slow clip, but definitely it grows. On the other hand, things like ads, it's the opposite. It gets more and more expensive. Why? These companies have to, show more profits to their shareholders. And one of the ways they do that is charge you more for the ads, whether it's pay per click or whether it's a social media ad. Um, now, the challenge here is only 5% of you will be successful with this, because 5% get 95% of the free traffic. So if you are in that 5%, you have a huge advantage. The key is, it'll take at least a year, which is again a challenge to get to that 5%. You have to do a lot of work, around 500 hours worth of marketing has to go in. But typically at the end of the year one, if everything is done properly, you will be in the top 5%. You will rank for 100 keywords. So those are the downsides. It'll take a year, a lot of work, and somebody has to do that work. I mean, I guess, like they say, there's nothing that is, there's always something, fine print. So this is the fine print. It's a lot of work, and only the 5% get all the benefit.
And patients trust organic SEO more than they do a paid ad, just period, across for anything, whether it's a patient, any product. If you think about yourself looking, do you want to click on the one that says ad, or do you want to go to the one that comes to the top of the organic search? Really and truly, your trust is going to go to the organic search.
Yeah, 100%. Because it's an ad, right? We all know an ad is an ad is an ad. So, and we know that anybody can buy an ad. They don't even check if you're a dentist, to see if you're running a dental
Almost
ad.
no effort, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they don't care. Anybody who's willing to give them money and puts a credit
Yep.
card, the ad will run in 2 minutes. So people get it. People know that. I mean, the same reason why most of us don't even watch ads, on TV programs. And in the old days when we had TV, we would TiVo it. We won't even, we'll skip the ads. So ads typically are ignored by most people. And even if they do click on it, just because the ad was so compelling, they are coming in with, what's the catch?
Yep.
What's wrong with this? Because they know that it's
There's
not
a sale here somewhere. What is it?
yeah,
Yeah.
what is it? Like, what is
Yep.
the catch? There's some kind of a trick here. That's
Yep.
the way they're coming in. By the way, if anybody is looking for a book, I read this in a book club. Read the book called Scout's Mindset. And what the book is arguing is most of us are biased. So, for example, if you are somebody is being accused of a crime, and now they are the defendant, you're going to try to everything that's happening. You will see it through the lens of the defense, right? On the other hand, if you are the prosecutor, you are the victim. You are somebody is the victim. Now everything that's happening in that courtroom, you're going to see it through the lens of the victim, right? Same way
We'll
here.
get you to put the name of the book in the chat when the presentation's complete, Naren.
I'll do that. Yeah.
Thank
It's a
you.
great book. It's just nothing to do with marketing, but I felt like understanding that. So the people, same way, like when they click on an ad, they're coming with this perspective that maybe there's something wrong here. Maybe there's a catch here. So just keep that in mind. So that's Google SEO. How can you position your website in the top 5? So this is like the 6 things as top 5%. Remember I said 95% of the traffic goes to the top 5% of websites. So these are the 6 things that Google cares about. NAP consistency, name, address, and phone number. So improve your ranking in local search results, making it easier for patients to find you. This is really, really important. There are hundreds of directories, example, Yelp, City Search, Facebook, even Google My Business. They are all directories where your name, address, and phone number is listed. The key is it has to be consistent. Like, for example, if you
Identical.
write life smiles as 2 words in some places and 1 word in one place, that's wrong. That means you have
Or Lifestyles Limited or LLC or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Same thing with address, right? Suite versus STE versus number sign. It has to be consistent. The problem is doctors go to school to do medicine and that's what they do, and they don't really focus on these details that are kind of hurting them. So without even realizing it, somebody who's, with half the qualifications and half the experience is doing so much better because he or she is focusing on NAP and somebody on their behalf is taking care of it. It's a lot
And
of
it's
work.
easy to happen if you have, any turnover in your administration whatsoever. It can be listed very easily differently by the different person who typed it into a different thing. It's easier to happen than people think.
Yeah, and also what happens in the internet is things get copied. So in other words, you may have only put it once, or somebody may have put it once. Even your patients can type in your business name incorrectly. Like let's
Yeah.
say they're on a platform where there's no profile. So the company says, who did you go see? So they thought, okay, your business is, doesn't have the LLC or does have the LLC incorrectly. Now they type in your name incorrectly. Now all of a sudden, your name is incorrect on that platform. Now some other platform copies that platform. Now the other platform that copied the platform with the incorrect information has the same incorrect. So it's like it spreads. Like because remember in the old days, the Yellow Page company rep would call you and say, "Hey, I have your name as this and this. Is this correct?" You're like, "Yeah, it's correct." Now they don't do that. I mean, there are hundreds of these, and they don't make enough money to have an army of people calling and verifying. So there's a lot of inconsistency. You need to have a team focused on finding these issues and fixing them.
Yeah. And it's important to note it can be fixed. It's not too late. You can fix it.
100%. And then you can get better. Like it's not like, oh, you only need to take care of 4 sites. It's better to take care of 45 sites because each one of them will help you drive traffic and phone calls. Plus, each one of them, will help with SEO.
Mhm.
So here is the example, right? We talked about the way you write live smiles. It could be 1 word or 2 words. Again, the address. Here they have written BLVD for Boulevard. They could have spelled it out. Suite, they have written STE. Doesn't matter how you write it. It has to be consistent. Same thing.
And as with everything in marketing, it's a living, breathing thing, right? So
Yeah.
it needs to be fed and this needs to be checked regularly. Your love letters need to be checked. All of it is an ongoing process. It's not set and forget.
100%. So here are some love letter reviews that we got, and we definitely feature them on our website. And like I said, you should do the same thing on your website. The next thing that's really critical for Google is Lighthouse score. I'm not going to go through all 6. I'm just going to pick a few. Google gives a score for every single page, a score of 0 to 100, and somebody has to pay attention to it. Typically, they are the webmasters. They are the webmasters of your website. They have to pay attention to it on a weekly, monthly basis. And anytime your score drops, they have to go and do what Google tells them to do to get the score up again. So again, you have to be getting close to 90 in all 5 areas. Now, the way SEO works is just like getting into dental school. If you do really well in all the things that the dental school cares about, like GPA, your interview, your entrance exam, etc., then there's a good chance you will get in. Same thing here. If you do really well in Lighthouse score, NAP, all these things that Google cares about, then you will be in the top 5%. The tricky part for us, I guess, is unlike dental school, you'll get in once. Here, you have to get in every day. Every day, Google can kick you out. Just because you ranked yesterday doesn't mean you're going to rank today. And it's in Google's interest to kick you out, because the minute they kick you out, now you'll go and buy ads from them, pay them 5 times more money. And hey, that's how Google makes $237 billion. So you can't blame them. I mean, it's capitalism at its finest. So they'll always keep trying to kick you out. So you have to stay on top of it. Original content, really important. This is the number one reason practices never rank. Most content in dentistry today is duplicate. So the way most marketing companies work is they have a library of content. So they'll have 10 or 15 or 20 articles, and then they change the name. So they'll take one doctor's name and replace it with your name. So now the same article is given to you, and it has your name on it. So that's called custom content. Now, Google doesn't like it, because remember, Google doesn't want to give you free traffic anyway. So when they see that entire article is not 95% original, meaning out of 100 words, 5 words could be repeated or copied or similar to words in other websites, but 95 of the 100 words has to be original. So this is where a lot of people kind of go to Google jail and don't rank at all. So when Shelly and our team looks at this as part of the marketing review, we find it at least 80% of the time. Now, Google has actually updated its standards recently, and now they are looking for people who are using ChatGPT to create content, and now they're penalizing them. Again, you go to jail anytime you use any kind of AI to create content. So now Google is calling their content human-first content, meaning they will favor humans. That means if you used any kind of AI to write content, you get put into Google jail. So focus on the way we handle it is we have writers, they write articles the way Google wants, meets all its criteria, and then we keep adding to it every month. Every month we're adding new articles. So your content library, your content that's driving SEO continues to grow.
And it's very interesting there, Naren, because a lot of people never would associate the content that they're putting. The brain goes to, I want to educate my patient first, and not really thinking about where we rank on Google SEO for it. So, the tie is something that takes a bit to get over and realize.
Right. Google Ads, the costs, like I said, is at least 5 times more than SEO. Now, the downside with SEO is it'll take a year. Google Ads, pretty much it'll start running right away, even though it's a lot more expensive. So typically, I wouldn't recommend Google Ads. And in my experience, having done this for 17 years, the people who benefit from Google Ads are in 2 buckets. Startups, because the way they rationalize it is, okay, instead of paying $1 million to buy a practice with 2,000 patients, I'm willing to spend $200 a new patient and get those 2,000 patients, and it'll only cost me $400,000. So they are like, okay, $400,000 is a lot of money, but it's still cheaper than $1 million. But obviously, when you buy a practice, you're also getting cash flow, you're getting all the leasehold improvements, you're getting a proven team. So there are other reasons why that practice is $1 million, not just the fact that they have 2,000 patients. So startup practices are good use case for Google Ads. The other time is like you might have some profitable services where, let's say, the profit is $5,000. So you might say, okay, I don't mind spending $1,000 to get a patient who will, give me a profit of $5,000. Totally makes sense, even though $1,000 is a lot, but in the context of $5,000 profit, it might make sense. So those are the two places I would use Google Ads. But because Google Ads is so expensive, you better have your act together. So if the way you answer the phone call is not optimized, if you're not tracking all your data, then it's very easy to lose a lot of money and not benefit from it. Because remember, it's a lot more expensive. So your landing pages have to be amazing, your phone experience has to be amazing, and use it strategically in those two cases. Yeah, so if you want to learn about SEO, and I'll let Shelly chime in. What she does is she would spend few hours looking at your website, your marketing in the context of your competition, and look at, are you ranking? The first thing she looks at is, okay, what keywords are you ranking for? How many keywords? If you are like crushing it, if you're ranking for tons of keywords, she's like, keep doing what you're doing. You don't change a thing. If you're not, then she'll come back and say, then she'll do a deeper dive. So you'll say, okay, why is this particular website not in the top 5%? Then the answer might be, oh, their NAP is a big problem, or their original content is a big problem, or their Google Lighthouse score is an issue. So whatever the issues are, she will clearly point it out with data and examples. So now you know where you stand. So now that you know where you stand, the next step is, if we were to do your marketing, what would the first 12 months look like? How would we work on the things that are critical to get you into that top 5%? So that's like a roadmap, a plan. She will share that. So whether you work with us or whether you work with somebody else, I think it's a great use of your time, hour of your time, to kind of find out, how you can come up with a marketing plan that'll give you success in 2024 and 2025. This is the link. We'll put it on chat, ekwa.com/ShellyMSM. And you can talk to Shelly. She, like we mentioned, she has 20 years of experience. So you can also talk to her about dentistry and business of dentistry and all kinds of other things. Any other comments, Shelly?
I look forward to chatting with people. It's a lot of fun. I really love learning about different practices and how they differ. And it's like everything else. Everybody's just that slightly bit different. And I'm really happy that our firm is able to cater to everybody at the level that they require and desire.
And this is our gift to you. So no catch. You don't work with
Oh,
us,
yeah.
no problem. You don't have to pay us. It's our gift to you. So I think we're giving away 5 of these. And also, I think the first 5 people who do end up becoming clients, after talking to Shelly, there's a $250 savings for month 1 and month 2. So that's an additional
Awesome.
thing for the first 5 people who book a meeting with Shelly.